Today's episode of Film Riot is brought to you by the new Ford Fiesta. It's a pretty big deal. And the HP DV7T with Beats Audio, and the smart Intel Core i5 processor. Ain't that swell? Today on Film Riot, we discuss music, and later, how to make your image better using a very simple technique. Welcome to Film Riot, the show that takes the mystery out of the effects and techniques to go into some of your favorite Hollywood films. I'm your host, Ryan Conley. Now today, I'm answering the requests of 3 emails which I got this week, like this one. Hey Rye, could you talk about the importance of music in film? Or this one. I would love to see you show where I can get good music online, also sound effects. Or this extremely thought-provoking one, music. I see what you're saying. Music can shape a scene when used correctly. It can also overpower it if not. The wrong choice of music can even cause your scene to convey something that you never intended, or just ruin it altogether. A good example of how music can shape a scene would be this.
I got this for you. Go ahead. Open it.
In this scene, we assume that there's something bad in the box that Josh is giving Stark because the music tells us that. We can use this to a similar effect just like you see in horror movies to add a feeling of dread where there otherwise wouldn't have been one. But as I was saying before, different music can alter how the scene is perceived. For instance, if we cycle out the music we had before and then add something completely different,
I got this for you.
I want us to make a new start.
Go ahead.
No,
Open it.
love you. You bring me tenderness.
we've completely altered the music that led us to believe it was death time to now make us see that it is in fact sexy time, which is a little bit awkward. Also, you could do the same thing with another shot, change the music, change the scene.
Save the cheerleader, save the world.
The show's over, let it go.
I miss it.
See? Not so threatening this time.
It's the game of love. You wanna play, baby?
I use music a lot to enhance comedy, like using overly dramatic music. I find it much funnier to use seriously epic sounding music during my overly slapstick moments. Another thing that you can do is use the juxtaposition of music and visual to create a more impactful moment. A great example of this would be the famous scene from Face Off where we hear Somewhere Over the Rainbow during a bloody gunfight. The use of music here took what would have otherwise been just another gunfight scene in the movie to one of the most memorable. But all that being said, the absence of music when used well can have just as much of an impact. Sometimes silence with just the sounds of the world are all you need. Good examples of this would be from Hard Candy, which barely uses any music at all the entire film, and No Country for Old Men. The Coens use silence perfectly to create some of the most intense moments I've seen in a while. And when adding your music and sound effects into your productions, you need really good sound, especially when it comes to mixing. And to that effect, we'd like to take a second to thank our sponsor.
In Durham and enrichment too, our Chesterfield factory's made for you. The finest smoke you'll ever taste, much milder with no aftertaste.
Sound off for Chesterfield. Sound off for Chesterfield. Try a pack of Chesterfields. Do it today.
hear that?
Well, it's really loud, so yeah.
It's clarity of sound, my friend. Pop, pop, pow. Built-in subwoofer for optimized studio quality sound. Can you feel that bass? Boom, boom.
I can, but I already know this stuff because
This
it's...
beautiful piece of ear candy comes with a little something called Beats Audio from Dr. Dre.
I know.
Who has an MD in making your ears bleed. In a good way.
I know all of this. I'm the one that
I'm
told
glad
you.
you asked. No, audio isn't the only thing popping locking about this laptop.
I know.
It's got that HP display, True Vision webcam, and a sexy brushed aluminum case.
Dude.
I know what you're going to ask. And yes, it does have an Intel Core i5 processor, so it can handle games and HD movies like a champ.
Could you please...
Hold on a sec.
Joshua!
HPD V7T
Josh.
with Beats Audio. And the Intel Core i5 processor. What?
Can I have my laptop back?
Yeah.
Hey, thanks.
Logo.
So we talked about the importance of music and sound effects, and now you want to know how to get your own. So first, if you want to make your own music, there's a lot of great software out there that you can use. Apple's built-in software GarageBand is actually fantastic for this. I composed an old short film purely using that program and a MIDI controller. An obvious choice for this would also be either Logic or Pro Tools, though these are a bit pricier. Point is though, with a MIDI controller and some good plugins, you can easily produce your own soundtrack. But if you don't have the music abilities to produce your own music, there is royalty-free music and sound effects that you can purchase. There are a ton of different libraries and sites online for this, so I posted a list on our Facebook page in the notes section. That way, if we missed any, you can help us out by posting it there for everyone to check out. Now, as far as sound effects go, there are libraries for that too, and you can even make your own by doing Foley, which we talked about in an older episode. This one. So go take a gander at all of that.
Logo.
I've had a few questions lately about the softness of the DSLR image, and it is true, at least for me, that the image off of an HDSLR is never fully sharp, especially if you're not using a really good lens. However, there is something you can do to fix this. Once you bring your footage into post, add some sharpening to it. You'll be surprised at the difference. Here's before sharpening, and here's after. So you can see that there is a big difference. The only trouble is it will add some noise to your shot, but be not worried, my little love puppet. Magic Bullet has a fantastic noise reduction plugin called Denoiser. I was skeptical before I used it, but after just one test run, I use it for everything. Here's an example. Here's before Denoiser, and this is after. Right and right. Of course, you don't have to use Magic Bullet's plugin. There are plenty of noise reduction plugins out there for you to use. That's just the one I use. But after that, add your color correction, and you'll be surprised at how much different it will look. Just be sure not to take the sharpening too far because it starts to get uglier than Josh without makeup.
I don't wear makeup.
In a recent decision, the Federal Trade Commission says of Brand X cigarettes that the use of diethylene glycol as a hygroscopic agent in the manufacture of X brand of cigarettes does not render such cigarettes non-irritating or less irritating than other leading brands of cigarettes using hygroscopic agents other than diethylene glycol.
One of the things that we've liked most about the Fiesta is the built-in Microsoft Sync. With Sync, the Fiesta and other Ford models has technology that would put many more expensive cars to shame. It comes loaded with technology like LCD displays, push-button start, keyless entry, and sync. You can throw music onto a USB flash drive and play it on the fly, or even stream music and podcasts from your phone via Bluetooth. Now, you might remember the ad we put together for the Fiesta this summer. But did you know Ford created a bunch of commercials for the Fiesta with the help from real people like you, highlighting the things that real people like about the Fiesta. So you can check out those spots on youtube.com/Ford Fiesta. And we're done. But until next week, as always, you can follow me on Twitter and our Facebook page. And don't forget about our YouTube. But you can also follow Josh on Twitter, Stark, and Bruno, because they're all good fellers. So give them a little follow action if you'd like. And I'll see you next week when I bring dinosaurs back by using some DNA I found in the belly of a super old mosquito.
Can't get enough of you.
Baby, you know I'm your man.
She wants to be with you.
I
you.